All right, good day. Mr. Taylor here from a still unpacked office with some words of wisdom about the assignment that is due tomorrow, Wednesday, September 23rd. It is the summary and discussion of context assignment that's going to be due on feedback fruits. I hope you all are having a good week. I just wanted to share a few words of advice. This is a pretty important assignment, not just because of the points that it's worth, but because you are starting your first steps for the rhetorical analysis essay, the major essay assignment that's going to be due next month. And so this is a pretty important assignment. It's really important that you complete it. You don't want to fall behind. And then foremost, the work that you're going to be doing today, it's going to help inform your analysis later on. And so what we're doing is we're really thinking about the context that surrounds this article, because texts aren't just written in a vacuum, right? But they're written in a specific point of time. They are written to specific audiences who the author either foresees or doesn't foresee. Sometimes there are unintended readers, and that articles or written text have more than just one purpose, right? So when we talk about reading rhetorically, we're not just thinking about how the articles are persuading the audience, because they can do more than one thing. That rhetoric works in a number of different ways. Sometimes the writer is trying to inform, or the writer is trying to complicate, or the writer is trying to get the audience to act. So you're going to be thinking about many different things in this assignment. So just to be clear, you're going to be doing two things in this assignment. The first thing that you're going to be doing is that you're going to be practicing summary again. You're going to be writing another brief summary of the article that you're working with. That's the first thing that you're going to be doing. And the second thing that you're going to be doing is that you're going to be thinking about the rhetorical context, which I've just described. And I'll talk about some more here in a little bit. And so when you're thinking about the rhetorical context of a work, right, you're thinking about everything that surrounds that piece of work. The time in which it was published, who the audience is, right? There can always be more than one. Who the publisher is, who the author is, so on and so forth, right? So this assignment's going to require some research, and I definitely recommend using Google. Think about Googling the publication, learning everything that you can about it. Try to find out like who its subscribers are, who those subscribers tend to be, what they value, what they think about the world already, so on and so forth. So it's going to take some research skills for this assignment. And so you're going to be thinking about like what this article is trying to do, right? Is it trying to just simply inform the reader? Is it trying to persuade the reader? Is it trying to complicate the issue and try to make it more complex, or is the author or the speaker like trying to get the audience to like stand up and do something? And so one thing I also wanted to stress about this assignment is that you are not just doing busy work for this assignment, right? That completing this assignment, you are actually doing the first steps of your rhetorical analysis. And so you'll need to consider the context and provide the summary. And if you look at the rhetorical analysis essay assignment, that you'll have to provide that as well, right? Because if you don't provide the context up front, your argument later on is just not going to make sense to the reader, right? Because they're not going to have that information that's necessary to actually understand your argument. So that's why it's important to provide a short summary of the article, and why it's important also to investigate the context that surrounds the article. And so the work that you're doing for this assignment, you're going to be able to use this material later on for your rhetorical analysis essay. You simply just can't cut and paste it into your essay. You have to revise it, you have to rework it, you have to reconsider it, so on and so forth. But this material that you're coming up with, it's going to be useful later on, I promise. And that's why I'm stressing the importance of this assignment. If you don't complete it, not only are you missing out on the points, but you're also falling behind on the major assignment. So it's really important that you complete this assignment and that you give it its due attention, and you put in that work, both the work that you're going to be doing under Microsoft Word and composing your paragraphs, but also that outside work too, using Google, doing research, and also reading carefully. This assignment, the rhetorical analysis essay, it will require you to read your chosen article more than one time. If you read the article just one time, that's not enough. You have to go back and you have to look at it again. You have to read it again. You'll come to certain discoveries that will illuminate some of the rhetorical devices and rhetorical strategies that the author is using, but you can't come to those discoveries unless you read it more than one time. And also, I'm asking you to read the articles as closely as you did for the summaries that you completed for Unit 2. So that means either printing out the articles or having software that allows you to annotate the articles digitally. So it's a good thing to mess up, to get messy with the article itself, right? Taking notes, asking questions, so on and so forth. And in your textbook, I mentioned this in my last email, page 66 of your textbook, you can see at the very bottom this little square, this little box at the bottom, steps to analyzing a text rhetorically. These questions right here are a really good place to start. These are really good questions to ask yourself while you're reading and taking notes. And so it would be a good idea to, review page 66 of your textbook before you sit down to read those articles and start marking them up and getting them dirty. And so the more work that you do during the reading process of this assignment, the easier that the composition of your rhetorical analysis is going to be. But for now, just focus on the assignment that's due for Wednesday. Practice those summary skills, practice those rhetorical reading skills, and use Google, research, think about who these audiences might be, think about the publication, and also think about when these articles were published and possibly what was happening at the time that the article was published, right? Because it's not in a vacuum. Like, things are happening in the world that the authors are responding to, and that the audience would like to see addressed. And so that's all I have for now. Good luck on your assignment. As always, if you have any questions whatsoever, please email me. And as soon as I can, I'll have another email that goes over sort of the rhetorical analysis essay on a sort of a broader scale. So I hope you all have a good day.